I've been hearing
And the intro's
storms
playing.
down by the shore. Pirates in the port
And the intro's
of
playing for like another
paradise.
T-minus
Hey, room mariners
45
marinating,
seconds.
drinking one north, but they're at the bigger store. Thistle and Gar in paradise. Pirates in the bay, taking what they may. Art and gold board, what decorates indoors. Taking home decor. Please not award more. It's the pirates of
As the next scene says, keep your shirt on, kid. Welcome to the Pirates of Paradise. The
Oh, thank
intro
you.
song has stopped. We arrive at this late hour on
Today
November
is
the
the
10th.
9th? No, oh God. November 10th, 2020.
Remember Election Day last week?
Fair. Wait, hold on. Before we get going, can we have a brief moment of silence for a real, actual thing? My brother's uncle was shot and is not alive anymore. So let's give it
Holy shit.
15. Hold on. Let's just give it. All right, I think that's enough time. But yeah, just 'cause.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, he's not to start with a downer, but I figure if I can this is a medium. He's my blood's blood, et cetera, et cetera.
Whew,
But
that's
yeah,
heavy.
no, it's on a slightly less heavy note. My disposable vape finally died. It lasted for about 5 weeks.
As did mine, it lasted for like 4 days.
Yeah. People, John, how frequently do you hit your vape when you have a vape?
Oh, it's all the time until it's dead.
Fair enough. I've gotten into a rhythm where I just get nicked out like 2 or 3 times a day.
Oh, I
And
do
then
that, but then I also do the other shit too, where I'm just like, I'm a little dragon. I make little clouds. I'm Puff the Magic Dragon. I'm Puff the Magic Gum Recession.
fair enough. No, because sometimes I wish that I do miss my first vaping experience actually. I don't know if we've ever talked about this, was a melatonin vape that my mom bought at one point. And no. I didn't abuse it. She was just like, hey, you can, in case you're trying to have sleep, right? And I was like, thank you. But she also used it. And she said that once she hit it, she went and then fell laid back and immediately was dreaming. I
I'll do it right now. I will.
We'll do the rest of this podcast on the astral plane. No, but the listeners, that's the sound of good night. That's the sound of a night's sleep.
Oh, this is the sound of getting censored on YouTube.
This is These are the cons of having a video component. But what am I trying to say? Sometimes I would really cheat this melatonin vape, mostly because you need to cheat a vape in order to do cool tricks. You really must. You have to inhale a lot to do cool tricks. How's your day?
Increasing by orders of magnitude. Enjoyable.
Fair. Have I don't know how much I could/should talk about it, but have I told you about my new job?
In pieces, but please continue.
Okay. So essentially, I am basically a cat I met at my workspace I guess you would call him the the project is a co-op, but so the employee-employer label isn't exactly accurate, but it's his thing. You know what I mean? I'm participating in his idea, and it's to just create a sustainable career around making, involving maker skills, micro agricultural, et cetera, right? what I do specifically, right? I guess right now what I do, 65% of what I'm doing is like kind of. It's a lot of the job is coming up with the job, which is interesting. It is like I've never been asked to be creative in a work setting, I suppose. Like no one's ever been like, "Hey, what do you think we should do?" which is it was like today was my second day, and actually I didn't do anything creative today. Today I just cleaned a friend of his owns a print shop, and he's in the process of he just moved, I suppose. So we were supposed to help him clean out the print shop he moved from. A certain pirate of paradise showed up to the print shop that he moved to. So it was not a great way to start the day, but I still made myself useful, and I felt like I got a lot done. But so yeah, I feel like I'm kind of just like doing just like maker things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
sounds
It's
pretty
interesting.
intriguing, to be fair.
Yeah, it is.
I held a very terrible group facilitation today. It was the worst. It was the worst.
What was the
Screaming into the void was the problem, basically.
fair.
Yeah.
What was the group for?
Uh, civ, civic and community engagement. 211.
Fair.
So
fair.
it's just like a speech class.
Rock on. Do you? Speech classes are weird because
Yeah, you needn't speak so often. I think as most people, yeah, most people have no need. Most people have no need. You need to know
I was
like your Subway order. You need to know your McDonald's combo. You need to know your bank password, and good luck.
Who are you saying your bank password to? also, I was actually going to say the opposite thing. I was going to be like, I can already do it. What do you want me to talk to some strangers? Hello. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But fair enough. What do when I took a speech class at PTC, but it was I don't know. We just wrote speeches of increasing length. That was it. Like you just had to talk about something for a period of time. And they were like categories, but like, are you presenting to the entire or just to that smaller like breakout group?
Oh, I was yeah. So to a smaller breakout group, but I was rah Metallica Master of Puppets. I was.
Fair
Because
enough.
I inserted a few lines of dialogue about like actual stuff in between, and then I let people go off about their own things in the world, and I was just like, okay, that was somewhat
Fair
more
enough.
coherent, but absent by contrast. These people just keep talking.
Fair enough. Well, I think an aspect of civic and community engagement is figuring out what am I trying to say? Figuring out how to get your citizens to engage each other civically. An aspect of doing so is hush sometimes.
Yeah.
What's terrible? This is sorry. Let me adjust my lighting. I was like, where is that? Oh no, that's just my eye. That's just in my eyes. There we go. That's marginally better. But yeah, the man, I was thinking about a new body mod that I could get, just because I know, as you know, about it. But if I had a spare $50, I would get one of those glass tags to put in my hand. Just be like those RFID tags. I'm holding tweezers. The listeners, I fidget with small objects during the podcast. My desk is covered with small objects. But I need to touch something. It's the only sense I trust. But I just lost the key to my workspace, and it's a bummer because I like to build things all the time. I'll be at the shop tomorrow, and I can still get to the shop very easily, and I just have to go in when someone else is there. But I need to like ring a doorbell, and it's like you feel like a bum. makes you feel like a bum. So I think that the next time I have a spare amount of money, I might just put an addressable chip in my hand so I can just go all the time. And it's like,
Just makes
'cause,
that clack.
well,
Get a little.
yeah, well, it'll just go. The door goes like beep. Yeah, you have it. It'll make whatever sound.
Well, that
It'll make
was
whatever sound
forbidden
your
for
door.
a second. That was 404 forbidden. Yeah.
These are the Pirates of Paradise is now in 3D. This is why we're doing this. Sponsored by Oculus Rift. They have to give me something to look at. Are you dodging? Are you running objects in your home? But we probably could, because you have a virtual reality display,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
And I can do CAD, and together we are capable. And what I'm trying to say is we could totally make a Pirates of Paradise VR experience.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, I have no idea what that would look like. But actually, dude, can you make? Isn't Unity like free? Isn't
I
Unity
think
like a
so.
free game?
Yeah.
Can you make if you can make a VR game in Unity? There we go. That's the sentence. If you can make a VR game in Unity,
I
make
really
it like
want to.
small.
I want to create the bastard VR system that's just your phone strapped to your head, and just processing the world completely through it, right? Like it's just a like it's basically just the equivalent of like glasses, but it's just like a camera that goes directly into your ocular
Oh
nerve.
no! It's not night vision. It's not thermal. It's just the world, but worse. It's the rectangular dream of Steve Jobs. But but the thing I was going to say about that is that if I can get Unity on my laptop, which I'll actually I can check that real easily, then like I've been meaning to download FreeCAD anyway, but making some 3D models to put into a Unity landscape would be no thing. I'm not that. I know that you need code to make Unity work, but I don't know that code, but that is something that we could steal from someone else. So yeah. Well, no, open source things exist,
Yeah.
and of course, I think that the Pirates of Paradise virtual experience would be open source as well. Just so you know, you could have your own variant for the Paradise, but no, it's
Wait until the lawsuit when somebody falls off a balcony.
no. Well, so here's what the experience is, right? You wake up and you're in your room, a room that looks suspiciously like your own, right? When you look out the window, it's nothing but ocean, right? You have to leave your room on a raft. The first thing that you pass is you pass John at your floating dumpster. And he's got 75 beers, and he's looking back. And he's looking back at you through a phone. He needs help. He needs help. He needs help. Right? Then you continue floating. Helen emerges from the water riding a seahorse. He asks you for a cigarette in Mandarin. You don't know how to reply. You have to hit the H key a billion times until he just submerges once more. I've been hiding on the bottom of your raft the entire time. I hit you with a riddle. I disappear before you can answer it. The game never ends. The game ends with your battery dies. I think that's roughly what the VR experience would be like.
Yeah.
And it would only cost $87.99. $87.99. No, but I would 100% be willing to make video games for like not free, but like very cheap.
What if they're free but you have to play them? Like this is the offset cost of Tesla making power free. Is you have to play the Pirates of Paradise VR game for like 13.5 hours of your 24-hour day.
Yeah. No, wait. It's like we put the podcast behind the video game wall, and then no one listens to it. And then 20 years from now, someone will be like, "Man, what are these weird Flash games? portaparadise.com, and they're like, man, is this like a platformer or like a VR thing? And at the end of each one, there's just an hour-long
What is this?
podcast.
Stuff Socks Sleeper Cell?
Oh my gosh, that that's actually not a terrible idea. That would you, listener, would you play a game if we asked you to play a game? If we made a game, would you play it? I'm so serious.
It's so much better than therapy. It's just people's people's trauma embedded in virtual memory forever.
Do you have any landscapes that you would like to see rendered in 3 dimensions? Do you, do you have any dreams you're trying to revisit? You'll find portaparadise.com to look at this QR code. And when I say this QR code, I mean this winning display right here. Ding! That's the commercial.
Oh my god. It's
Fair
this
enough. I'm
QR
gonna write
code.
that
We'll
down
bring you
then,
back
because
to
I
the
will
world we're
download it.
building. The world we're building. The world we're building.
I what was I gonna say? I don't know. I did claim that I could build a dome the other day, and then I'm not outing myself as someone who cannot build a dome. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that domes are outside of my capability, but I am saying that I'm not sure how I would go about building a dome right now. Like if you're like, how are you gonna do it, dog? And I'd be like, I don't know, man. I'll figure it out after the foundation.
That is an interesting.
Oh, dude, maybe like, well, I was gonna say maybe concrete, but like, what concrete's really strong in like. Actually, well, you see, my thing is, I was going through the Wikipedia article for self-healing materials earlier today, just because they're a class of smart materials that I'm not familiar with all like that. At least as far as like, I've never, yeah, I just don't know them all like that. But the apparently some concrete has like self-healing properties, or well, you can, yeah, that's pretty much it, and that's pretty tight. And so maybe if you had some kind of like self-healing concrete over like a very, very durable structure or something like that, maybe set it into the ground a little bit, throw some plants on top of it, hide it, build a fake house on top of that.
You know, I ever talked about how much I want a vault in whatever home my future, like I'll prospectively be in. Like I want some sort of layer. You know, I mean.
When you say a vault, like when you say a layer, do you mean like full bat cave? You rotate the clock handles. There's a pole.
No, I mean like at least like a shed with an underneath shed as well.
Fair. Are you trying to have? Do you just want the secret space, or do you want like bomb security, et cetera, et cetera?
I want bong security. I want suit salutes, tortoise shell.
It's tortoiseshell.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You wouldn't be able to duck and cover, but not like a Momo. That's fair. I wonder. I don't know. Let me write that down. But I don't know how deep you need to build underground to not be affected by like a bomb blast. I mean, obviously, no, because I guess they detonate nuclear bombs in the air, don't they? Like nuclear bombs don't detonate.
No. I mean the. I mean the.
Oh
I
well,
mean the
also no one throws nukes.
meant the one with the ice catcher.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Concept in practice. McDonald's play place, but underground bunkers like Vietnam.
Ooh, you know what? I do like that. There's this comic. Okay, so here's what I was thinking, right? And there's this comic called the Wildstorm, and it's a revitalization of like essentially like the Deathblow storyline. I was doing this, and so my shadow is covering my face. That's amazing. But the moral of the story, right, is instead of, you're familiar with like Green Arrow, roughly. He's green, he shoots arrows, right? So this version of Oliver Queen is like the mayor of San Francisco, but also he's got a secret island where he kidnaps homeless veterans and makes them, like he chases them to death in like a most dangerous game sort of way, right? but that's where the play place reminded me of. I was thinking about how would it be morally questionable to like build a dome as I described and then to build a town on top of it, like not a town, but like 6 homes. Yeah,
6 homes on top of a dome.
Well, actually, you know what?
This is
Hold
some
on.
Seussian shit. I'm down for it. This is just a tree house. This is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the tree line.
It is
This is
kind
the
of
only reason
yeah.
we keep the Amazon alive, is that we could do this.
Fair enough. Here's what I'm thinking though: is like in the same way that like huge swaths of land get developed at one time. Do you think you could have like? Hold on, this light thing.
I
This
want a
light thing is
Nobel
bugging me.
Prize physicist to win awards in Minecraft for building.
Well, what I wonder. Well, we probably need like really dummy advanced simulation technology before like simulations became achievements in simulation became like valuable achievements in world. But I imagine once they did, like if you, oh man, actually, I don't know. I was going to say I don't know. I was trying to think about something that you could simulate relatively simply and still like compete in. Because I was thinking maybe if you simulated a human body doing a deadlift perfectly, then maybe the virtual you could break the virtual record for the virtual deadlift. But then you could virtual deadlift, I guess, however much you would. I guess, unless there's like, because I don't even know. I don't even. Do you have to train your virtual body? Doesn't this all defeat the point of living in the simulation? But, oh, fucking, you could spy on people if you lived underneath. That's all I was gonna say, man. In like a Truman Show sort of way, you could just. What if you took someone's car?
Oh yeah.
Or if you like whackable fire hydrant so you can change where they are.
Yeah, I definitely like the idea of like owning the underground infrastructure of a town so that you can just like move things around.
Oh no, dude, that's actually one of the
Like you
more
just like,
baller things.
rather than getting your car towed, it just gets lowered and like shipped
Yeah,
back to you. Like
yeah. Like,
this is what Elon Musk's thing's all about
oh no,
with the
he,
tunnels.
he's really he is kind of. Oh man, I did not think about the fact that Elon Musk is definitely like who else in the United States is like hard like has, I guess, proprietary subterranean infrastructure. Ah, jeez, man. Oh man. Ah, jeez. So, listeners, we're selling a boring company hat. We call it the digging. We call it the digging cap. You gotta wear it. You gotta buy it so we can dig the tunnels.
It's weird
It's
that
very
all
small.
of his ventures are like shadow U.S. government projects, right? Like rockets and
Oh no,
subterranean layers. They're like,
oh
we
no,
can't
he's
do this.
only
We
a
forgot the
supervillain.
nuclear codes. We forgot them. We lost them. We need somebody else to make this again, but
Oh,
separate.
he is he is like he is wonderfully super villainous in his like his transparency. Like he's like I thought I could do it and I did, and that's the way it happened. But the what am I trying to say? The thing about subterranean infrastructure that that's a cool thing that has happened in like modern Batman comics is they explore well I guess really since like Frank Miller they explore like how big that cave is and then like Scott Snyder's Batman the Batcave is connected to like a whole system of caves underneath Gotham, and he's got them all mapped. Maps of caves are really cool. Spelunking is something that I would like to get into,
That's
and
how
I
you
feel like
die.
now is
That's
kind
how
of the
you
time.
die. Not a good move.
Dude, no, I know, dude, I know people die
No,
spelunking. I really know
nobody
people do.
more. I think more people don't survive spelunking.
More people don't survive. Spelunking has a very minimal vitality rate. Yeah, fair enough. But here's my thing. Here's my thing, John. You know I got to complete my training, John. How else am I supposed, John? How else am I supposed to? How else, I can't put adventurer on my resume until I've done enough adventures. And I feel like at least some of them are going to be in cave.
You go in cave. And you're like, oh, there's bat shit all over the ground because there are bats on the ceiling. Walk back
Yeah,
out.
yeah. It's like, what is this rat cave? And it's like, yeah, one of many, one of all the caves.
And then the
um,
cycle repeats.
I don't think that I would. A subterranean lair probably wouldn't be. Probably wouldn't be for me. I don't know. I feel like if I were going subterranean, I would just go aquatic because you don't have to move the dirt. You know what I mean? Like I think subterranean it presents advantages, but I would rather just yeah. I feel like you would get the same advantage on the seafloor. Yeah. Or actually, I don't know. Do you think it's John? Do you, as a professional geoengineer, know if it's more difficult to build underwater on the seafloor, or just to remove material from the ground?
Hmm.
I know you have a PhD in this topic, and therefore,
I would have to imagine it depends on what your purpose is for, but
exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Because there's probably you could create, I bet, like a system of equations or something like that, and get like two. Well, I don't think they would. I think that probably the cost of building expands linearly with the size of the thing that you're building? Question mark. Well, no, that's really dumb. That's not, at least from a material perspective, and I guess from the perspective of if you have to move volume of material to situate the thing you're building there. Yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb. That's not why. There's no reason for those things to scale linearly. But still, there could be a system of equations. All that being said, there are a lot of caves, man. I think now's the time to get into Spelunking. You got to do
right now though,
You got to do some shit.
what if
Yeah,
you,
dude,
what if
because
you
no
get
one.
trapped at the bottom of one, like one of those miners?
I'm
and,
not.
like,
I'm
chill
not gonna
there?
go without somebody. Do you think I know anything about caves? I have like a cursory
No,
knowledge
but
of
like you could
geology.
get trapped down there with like 19 dudes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess I'll just try really hard not to get trapped. I'll try really hard.
Hey, and you don't want to be a canary in the coal mine.
That's fair. I do not want to be the Canadian in the coal mine, but but I don't know. I'm trying to think about. I think that there are caves that are less. Are there caves that are less likely to cave in than others? I imagine there's variability there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how do caves even form, man? We should have Dean Bogg
Stalactites,
on this podcast.
stalagmites, water.
This is true. Yeah, I guess
Rituals,
like the way rituals, magic,
pirate, hoarding, storage,
yeah,
storage,
this is
storage
true.
wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Storage wars make caves, but so I don't know. I'm gonna write that down too. How do caves form? Also, well, I think my question is more like, how safe is spelunking? Is John right that I will die? But
I don't. I think you just don't want to do it in a cave with water, more or less, or like a cave that fills with water, because that's
I
where
mean,
it
like,
gets like.
what if that's where the cool caves are, John? What if that's where
Probably
the cool
is. They
caves
probably are,
Yeah,
but
yeah, dude. Like, I'm not trying to do any like, because I think that I think you begin your career as a spelunker, like, I guess doing lane caves and like guided tours and whatnot. But if you're trying to be a cool dude spelunker, I feel like you got to go to some gnarly caves, bro.
yeah, but you got to get good tech to do it, or send your Spelunkie Flunkie to do it for you to test it out.
Flunky. Hell yeah, dog. I'm
So you're
all
the
about
first
building a
cat to
system of
die in the spelunking.
John, the Surveyor's Boomerang. There's a device in that Scott Snyder's Batman that inspired an aspect of the Surveyor's Boomerang idea. That it's just an orb that captures a 360 like thing and projects it in a different environment, like augmented reality. And if you had one of those as Surveyor's Boomerang, oh boy, the type of wilderness exploration you get done. Take that ball, drop it in the cave, yo-yo it back up, something like that. Ooh. That sounds like a really good time, actually. I need to buy something. I need to buy a LiDAR module or some kind.
That's fantastic.
Well, no, it's just because I need one for
it's good.
Elon Musk hates LiDAR, but Elon Musk is wrong about the.
Yeah, well, it's pretty cool.
It's not that he hates it. Oh, say what you saying? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, it's not that he hates it's not that he hates it. It's just that he doesn't think it's useful for self-driving, and I guess that's true as far as vehicles on roads, just because you and all the other people who drive use their eyes to move the vehicle for the most part. right? Or to at least determine how you should move the vehicle. And so the cues for driving are very clearly laid out from a visual perspective, and so we can make very smart devices, and we have really good cameras. And you can also get pretty good 3D imaging from multiple cameras, I guess. Or I guess at least as far as having stereoscopic vision is useful for the machine vision that they use. But I think that LiDAR is really LiDAR is really useful for like high resolution range finding in novel environments, I guess. Like just really anything that's not standardized.
Wouldn't it be great to run LiDAR through like the what's that Black Hills monument called? The
Mount Rushmore?
Mount Rushmore. Mount faces all over the mountain is what I was
Mount faces all.
Mount faces all over the mountain. You just run LiDAR through that, and you see it is exactly like it. There's just there's a mountain layer.
Fair enough. Compare it to the skeletal remains. See what's up. See how good those craftsmen are. But the I don't know. The thing about the LiDAR modules are pretty expensive. Like I think I'd probably be dropping at least like $120 on the LiDAR module. And I don't know. One of the problems with the Surveyor's boomerang actually is the spinning of the boomerang, because you would somehow need to. I don't know. I'm thinking that if you had an accelerometer, gyroscope, etc., like an inertial measurement unit is an accelerometer, gyroscope, and like a magnetometer typically, right? So in IMU, if you put one of those in your boomerang, then you can figure out the way your boomerang is like spinning / accelerating, right, in 3D space, I guess. And my thinking is that if you know how your boomerang's spinning, and then you also have a spinning LiDAR module, because a lot of LiDAR modules spin, then you could somehow, or like not spinning necessarily, but sweeping or somehow varying, then you could just you could normalize those mathematically, right? Like, or not, you could attenuate for the rotation of the boomerang and get a map of your environment along that path. But I worry about the torque created by the I'm sorry, not the torque, but the I guess that would be the term. The torque created by the I guess just the angular momentum of the spinning or swiveling of the swiveling module. Because if it's sweeping like this, it's just that's going to have some changing moment of inertia and whatnot. And that's I don't know. That's a whole thing. That's for when I can afford LiDAR and can have projects that I've completed and therefore need more. I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What's the most harassing thing that you think you could put on a drone and put out in public?
Aztec death whistle, really easy. Like 8 of them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or
That'd
like
be
10 of
really
them.
good.
On like an air horn.
Yeah, to just have a device that like screeches like a hawk as it flies through the night.
Yeah, just like yeah. Now,
if you could just capture perhaps like the sound of like an infant being dropped, like a baby bird falling from its nest, and then you could just like play that on a loop between the highest and the lowest pitch of that note sequence.
I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you.
And
that's
a fleet of those outside.
People are, I don't know. Honestly, people are pretty cool with their drones, all things considered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you think about everything,
they could be way worse.
Yeah, it could be much worse. Like I don't like seeing drones, but that's mostly because I don't have a drone.
Never, not once have I seen them mixed with fireworks yet.
Fair. I'm not saying if I were to acquire a drone, we could solve this problem. I'm not saying that. I am saying that if we were to, you definitely see it on the Pirates Paradise YouTube channel.
100 episode special.
But only for a brief period of time, because we're not friendly with the FFA all like that. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the FFA, but the because the Future Farmers of America, right?
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. We are super friendly with the Future Farmers of America.
Yes,
but,
indeed.
Yeah, but the who's in charge of the planes in the sky?
Federal Aviation Association.
The FAA.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. There we go.
yeah.
The FFA. No.
ASAP Rocky told the
Yes.
FCC, fucking bleep that or some shit. I don't know.
Fair.
Think
The
he's
moral
a
of the story is
liar.
that I don't have license in the skies. People apparently have claim to the firmament above.
Um, uh, is a pilot's license like getting up there and being like, "What are you gonna do? Catch me?"
No, it's a
I'm a
pilot.
sky dude now.
I guess a pilot's license means your people at airports are way cooler with you. It means you can. It means you get to park in the back at the airport. No, because I would like to. Well, getting my pilot's license is a strong thing. I would like to know how to fly an aerial vehicle just for the purposes of having the ability to move in the air. But the
What if you
I think
got in
getting
a
your
What if you got in a helicopter and it was exactly like a video game and you were like, oh no, this is they actually zero dark like they like Ghost Recon my brain for this shit, and then you're just like, oh yeah, no, you fly around and it's way easier than you expected.
this is just like Survivor mode,
Yeah,
recovering from
exactly.
a crash, just like a creeper. No, but the I think getting your helicopter license, because I looked it up because Bill Burr made me want to get a helicopter license, and also helicopters allow you to take off vertically, right? But
Yeah.
the I think you need like 35 hours or something like that. That's the amount of time that it takes to get your thing. The only problem is that like it costs like that might be like a $400 an hour sort of 35 hours, which oof. And I wish I would like to. I would be so down to learn how to fly a plane the way I learned how to drive. Because, well, have I told you about the time that I didn't fly a plane, but I did steer the plane to the location.
No, you did not tell me about this. Go on.
I haven't told you about that. Oh,
No.
okay. So my the reason I know that being that having a pilot's license to just airports are really cool for cool with you is because once I forget the exact year that it was. It was maybe in our junior year, but the a surgeon that my mom knew invited us to go up in his prop plane, just because he's like a four-seater plane. He's like, this is something I do. Do y'all want to go up, and we'll get breakfast somewhere and then we'll fly back, right? And then so we took off from University Park Airport, right? We went through the airport like normal, and then or actually I don't know if I think we went through. I'm not sure if we went through security. I don't know if you have to go through security if it's your plane. I don't think you do because the TSA doesn't have authority over your. I guess they only have authority over your body to the extent that your body goes on their vehicles. Yeah. Um. Anyway, so he starts up the plane. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I guess it's the plane that he learned on because when you're a doctor, you buy a plane to learn. It seems like because it's got two sets of controls for I guess for the throttle and the rudder, and uh, yeah, he got us into the air, and he was like, okay, this is the rudder, this is the throttle, get us there. You gotta go that way. I was like, okay. And so I maybe steered the plane for I don't know, maybe like half an hour, like 40 minutes or something like that. And then he took us down and we had breakfast and then we went back up and my mom did it. And
I would.
then,
Okay. Wow. What are your feelings on hot air balloons? Because I feel like I would enjoy that quite a bit, but only if I got
I
to shake the basket. You know what I mean? Because I like the party shits too.
I was gonna
Like
say
I want the basket to be able to do the thing that you could do on like swings, where it flips upside down and like becomes loose and then pops
I was
back down.
I was just gonna say that I feel like hot air balloons are cool, and that I would want to do it with a buddy for a few times. But you're gonna shake the basket. Now I know that I can't. We can't be hot air balloon buddies because you would shake the
No,
basket.
because that's the
You
best
would.
part of going to
Okay.
like an amusement park, right? Or like a low dollar value carnival, is that is that at any time as a non-participant you can either slip that carny a fiver or give them a good old glance, and they'll really rough up anybody who goes onto that ride next, which is gonna be
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Like my favorite
Oh
part
no,
of
I
Carnival
remember.
is just like make it go faster, make it go faster.
I was thinking about
Uh,
that one time at that carnival.
that
You remember?
carnival, yes,
Yeah,
indeed, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There's only one carnival, ICP.
Exactly. No, we listeners, we have firsthand experience with the phenomena that John is describing from different perspectives. the,
That's the
but
guy you want to get into a hot air balloon with. Is the guy who goes, yeah, carnival ride.
you're going to slip him a fiver and just be like to shake the basket and then be like, hey, here's $300. I need this blueberry still basket. I would give him $300 though because I don't have that amount of money to my name. But the
The best part of a
um,
carnival ride is when the machine drips oil on you.
ooh,
You're
gotta love
like,
it.
oh, at least they gave it a
Hell
good
yeah.
greasing before they got me in
Hell
here.
yeah. Ooh, yeah, no, nothing. Get you greased up, nice, ready for the ride. I know. Boy, before I do some accelerating, I like to get nice and greasy. I know it to be true, and hear me out. If you ask Buzz Aldrin, if you ask Elon Musk, if you ask anyone who knows anything about space, yeah, I get greasy.
Elon Musk
And
just starts smearing like
listeners,
oil over his face so he can
listeners,
sit
I don't know if you
in the
knew, but
vacuum.
I actually, you see, I've come across several people in my travels, and one of those people has a secret, super secret, first edition of the first draft. Not even the first edition of the first draft of Jules Verne to the moon and back. I don't know if that's what it's called, but first edition, first draft. Moral of the story, though, it was redacted by his close colleagues. Greece, all the Greece. That's what Jules Verne predicted it. He was really extremely right about the Greece. Mass drivers aren't viable technology yet, but the Grease has always been necessary for space travel.
It's fun. That's fun.
Well,
Um,
it's really serious science.
mhm.
I was gonna try and keep going. I didn't have anything else to say about Greece. I was gonna try and say something about adiabatic pressure, but I was like, that wouldn't make sense. The grease would just flash off. What's the grease for? And the answer is you really don't need grease to go to space.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, you really, according to one Isaac Arthur video, you really don't even need. You might not even need. You
I
probably need fire.
forgot completely that I consume melatonin, and if it was a sleeper cell documentary, I wouldn't last long in a Putin election cycle. If you know if you know what I mean, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Are you, you feel a little sleepy?
I'm not feeling a little sleepy, but I want to walk to the store and get candy before the hour of 9 o'clock. So we got like another 15 minutes before I gotta go. I gotta go on a
I feel.
Brandon candy run.
Oh no! I totally get it. I totally get it. You have to. You need. You've gotta leave dock pretty soon. The inverted ziggurats leaving the port. You cruising on the astral plane. I
Walking over to Target to get candy.
yeah. Have a little
This is
gelatin sour.
this is just Candy Wife, Dr. Barber from Flapjack.
Like hold on. Would you like to do the Dr. Barber or the Candy Wife?
I don't know. I don't know what the voice differential is, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So, Dr. Barber is like a.
Dr. Barber's on.
He's like, yes. Would you like some surgery or a haircut? Right. And then he's got like a little bit. He's got like a little bit of that vocal fry, but also
Hmm.
just a slight old man like wheeze, and his voice is like pretty low and foreboding. But and then Candy Wife, this is my best Candy Wife. And then Peppermint Larry would fondle me, and then yeah.
That show got dark for kids, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was really gnarly.
That's just like that was like the Gen X or millennial way of telling your kids that like nuclear weapons exist and the Holocaust happened.
Ah, You remember the episode of Flapjack that sticks most in my mind is the Love Bugs episode, where he was in love with like
Oh my
Sally, I
god,
forget,
yeah.
Sally whatever, and
Ugh.
there were these hearts floating around him, and you discovered that the floating hearts are in fact parasites, really gross arthropod parasites that attach themselves to people who are feeling some type of way about people, but also are just a metaphor for STDs and love isn't real. And that was a pretty gnarly episode of Flapjack.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was. Whew, yeah.
Dude, he also lives in Bubby's mouth. Do you think Flapjack, one of the reasons that Flapjack looks like such a soy boy is because his skin's real moist from that whale mouth all the time?
Oh, that's entirely possible.
Because I was just thinking about the sheer humidity within a Bubby mouth. Dude, because big animals are really hot, too. You know? I feel like...
Was it the same wheel? Is this a plot continuum between Finding Nemo and Flapjack? That you have like a goldfish of a man who lives inside of a whale, or is it just fit within the broader like narrative of like people in whales, Jonah type shit?
Oh yeah, I guess just within like the broader narrative of people in whales. I was just thinking about like let's say you could live in a whale's mouth. Like, would you even want to? And like, I'm thinking, nar, because of the
I
humidity.
feel like just to be like, that was the thing I did one time. Yeah.
For 6 months I lived inside of a whale.
If you could do like 20,000 leagues under the sea, like if that was the first submarine, was just getting in a whale mouth and going under, they're surprisingly good. Like yeah, because they still have to, because as mammals, they still have to surface and breathe a little every once in a while, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the move. That's the move.
There would be, man, it would be really cool if they were like in like an avatar like Na'vi, in like the way that the Na'vi were like symbiotic with like all the animals on that planet, like they could do that braid sex connection thing, which is actually, oh dude, that's actually wow, that's yeah, anyway, whatever, man. Yeah, no, let's not even touch that. But it would be cool if if animals evolved in like symbiotic pairs, so you would like a motorcycle horse. Like horses are really good for riding, I guess, but they're also just like undulates that sort of look like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't well, I don't know if that's true, because like vehicles actually vehicles don't make all that much sense in nature, because I guess there's no reason to migrate long distances all the time. And the animals that travel real long distances do it in mediums that require less work to move in the plane of the surface of, I guess. And then tertiarily, humans are really good at moving. Humans are like the best at moving long distances. Like, we're really the best. Like, we can run most other animals to death. Like, like not all of us, but like Dave Goggins. And more people used to be like Dave Goggins, I guess.
How much candy do you think he eats?
Oh, I bet Dave Goggins eats. I bet Dave Goggins. I owe Dave Goggins candy, I bet, is how much candy Dave Goggins eats.
Do you
Everyone
think
knows
Dave
him a kernel of
Goggins cracks open a can of Campbell's and goes, soup?
Do you think
Or do you think he
just
like
has
tucks eggs in like his like jaw like a velociraptor and just goes?
Oh, he puts a little bit of ketchup on his tongue. It's the sweetest thing that he could have. He's like, I can't have barbecue sauces. I can't do the fucking honey. Oh man, this tomatoes and vinegar. I love it.
He eats by just kicking roadkill into his mouth as he runs.
No, he does. Instead of doing a head spring like a Shaolin monk, he does a mandibular zygomatic spring. Well, I guess no, that would be a man, because this is your that would be a mandibular maxillar spring. Yeah. But he does it, and it's because he conquered his inner bitch, I guess, and you can do that sort of thing. You can bite things off of the ground, support your own weight, and then return to a full running position, having consumed whatever roadkill animal that was.
He just forks it with his toe strings like a savage.
I didn't realize how much stuff you can get caught in the toes of your toe shoes.
Well, mad things, yeah.
Yeah, like kicking through some brush. Have a do it. Have a clean them out.
I still have a dream that I'll be wearing like toe shoes, and somebody will drop their phone and I'll catch it before it hits the ground and shatters the glass, and I'll be like,
I
yeah, that
I've
yeah,
tr-
saved you.
I've tried. I've tried on 2 occasions to like pick stuff up with the toe of my toe shoes, and I don't have enough flexibility like
This
this
is
way.
why I
And so,
only open drawers with my feet. I only
fair.
open drawers with my feet. I just kick them
No, no, no.
open.
I can like I'm very dexterous. I'm very foot dexterous generally. It's just that like my in my toe shoe, I can like this. I can only go like so far because this is where I would need. Well, I would need the bend right here, but this toe, like, yeah, this is too stiff, and
Mhm.
I don't know if there is any way to. I don't know if there's any way to because I've expressed that I'm interested in making my own toe shoes here, I believe, but I don't know if there's a way to make a toe shoe more durable, or to make a shoe more durable generally without compromising the range of motion that you have.
That's
Um,
true. Yeah, there are trade-offs with all these things.
There really are, and like, what am I gonna make like some kind of like segmented like composite whatever dog? Like, I'm not like, do I look like the type to segment composites? And
Yeah,
yeah, but like
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. The answer is yes.
Do,
The
do
answer
I
is to know
see?
what segmented compositing means to be able to do it.
Well, because I'm not. We're not gonna think about it right now. I'm gonna write it down. I'm not gonna think about it right now. I'm not even gonna do it.
Oh, gee, what kind of candy do you think I should consume?
Oh man.
Because I was really feeling like a Jolly Rancher hard candy type thing that I was eating earlier, but I'm going
Ooh,
back in,
ooh, that's a good
and it
question.
really
That's
does
a good
feel
question.
like eating like rations or like feed from like a duck feeder,
Yeah,
eating
I feel
candy,
you.
but I don't mind it.
No, I definitely I get you. I get you. I really binged some like really sweet dried mango recently.
Oh,
It
that's
was
fair. That's fair.
ooh, it was oh boy, it was no boy.
I
Even though
might
like
just grab like a jar of kimchi and be like, yeah, with a fork, or
fair,
maybe a little
that's not a bad move.
ramen.
Buying singular food items like I've been going to that little grocery store like just to buy fruit to eat like right then,
Hmm.
and I think that is kind of a move.
The
One because
move is to just like shove it into your mouth, and then just like the pit and the sticker emerge, and then you play with like $1
the
each.
counter and you're like I would like to pay for this.
Like, I'm sorry, I've consumed this in the store.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Uh, let me man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. A hard candy could be the play. I haven't had a hard candy in a minute. I really haven't.
that's fair. That's fair.
But
I do kind of want to just grab a bag of Jolly Ranchers, but I can't consume that. I can't have that much sugar around, or I will eat it all.
oh, that's
Like
true. That's
it's
true.
not good.
Honestly, dude, your kimchi suggestion was good, and I think I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Because
I,
just adding that into like some basic ramen with like some eggs works pretty well.
yeah, that
And
could be a thing,
that's
dude.
a long-term edible food practice. So,
Oh, surely, surely. But do you have? I don't know. Do you have anything you would like to plug before we wrap it up?
uh, just unplug from the system. I mean that in the most enduring way possible. Go out. I don't know.
Yeah, except for the means they use to consume this podcast. Except,
Yay!
yeah. You're gonna want to download the episodes of this podcast, but
Download
first,
our consciousness right into your ears.
what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to set up a server that is always watching every Pirates of Paradise video, and then also go off the grid simultaneously, but download them so you have them, and then you have to check your server periodically so you can get the new episodes and add them to the loop so we continue getting. You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're mutually
yeah.
beneficial ways.
Get money for us, please. There are ways to
Exactly,
do these
exactly.
things.
Get money for us, get off the grid. Get money for us, get off the grid.
Get
That's
on our grid. Grid up some, yeah, gas. I don't know.
yeah. Thank you
Grid up
for
some
listening to
gas like
Pirates of
Mad
Paradise.
Max. Yes.
Oh man.
All right.
I
How was